back with Blessed Bitties, Season 15, Episode 5, July 16th, 2022. Maddie, how say you?
The long overdue episode number 5.
Yeah, explain what happened. Explain what happened last time, because it was heartbreaking.
Well, you know, we record over our phones. Not the most
Professional.
but also way.
We have a very complex setup.
We got a setup here, so it sounds great. And we did have a phone designated to the recordings. But that phone has disappeared.
It's somewhere in this house.
A ghost has taken this phone and is using it on the free Wi-Fi, okay? So, we use my phone, which is an ancient iPhone compared to whatever is out now. Whatever you have, Jesse. It's old. It's in the single digits.
You got a 7, an 8?
I got an 8. It's an 8.
Yeah. So.
And it's doing 8 work. Okay. It's not good at all. And so we did record on my phone, and it only recorded 30 seconds
of an entire hour.
An hour plus podcast. We were devastated. I cried myself to sleep. I was very upset because we were killing it. It was like a very good, fun night. We were vibing off each other hard.
Yeah,
harder than ever.
I felt very good about that episode. And so, but also, I've been podcasting since 2009, and this is a handful of times where a podcast has just been lost into the ether, where it's
gone.
No one will ever hear it, and not a lot of people will even hear this one, but that's okay because we like doing it, and it's for our own pleasure and also practice.
Word.
I think a lot of people don't understand the concept of a podcast. Like back in the day when we started the Unhappiest Hour, which was, me and a couple of my friends, we would just proposition random people, hey, you want to be on a podcast? And be like, what's that? And now everyone and their fucking child, grandmother,
and mother
all have podcasts.
Yes.
And so it's a really hard market to not even to mention monetize, but just to get people to listen to, so
I agree. I didn't know anything about podcasts really until I met you. And the only podcast I was listening to was crime podcasts.
Yeah.
Which is what us women and others do.
Red flag.
It's interesting. I need to know what to do in case of a situation.
How to kill your husband and get away with it.
Your husband. Yeah, so, that's all I was really listening to. But that's the great thing about podcasts. There's literally a podcast for everything. Anything that you're interested in. TV shows, comedy, crime, whatever.
Yeah, there's a wide range, and I don't know that we fit into any of those things. When we started our podcast, we were going to be an advice show.
Right.
But no one ever...
Because we didn't have any followers.
For our advice. So we made up questions and tried to
No,
answer
we
them.
would like take questions from
Like Ask Sally
like
or whatever.
Reddit,
Yeah.
Ask Sally, whatever. But now we're just reporting Bitty news because Bitties, everyone knows one, and Bitties are just like on another level of a Karen, a Kern,
Right.
Kevin.
This was, we started this before the term Karen was even a thing.
Right.
And
we're ahead of our times.
Basically, if you don't know what a biddy is, it's a Karen. It's basically the modern day Karen.
I think it's something more than a Karen.
A Kevin.
I mean, I've been called a biddy before, but that's just based on biddy behavior.
Also,
doesn't mean that I'm a biddy for life.
Right. I mean, there's biddy behavior. There's biddy for life. I mean, look, I was a biddy all through my 20s. And some could argue
I think that's the time to be a biddy, yes?
Yes, absolutely. And no shame in my game. My fuck style is buck wild.
Whoa!
And I will continue to carry out my behavior as I see fit. But also, I'm a little lazy when it comes to, the things that I would do in my 20s. I don't have the energy for anymore. So I can now look back and reflect, and I have full autonomy to throw shade at all of these biddies that we read about.
Encounter.
Yes, exactly. So we are here to bless them because they need all the blessings.
Hallelujah.
So, personal life, let's get that out of the way. Open mic. So we've done some open mics here in Lafayette, and I did a lot of open mics in New York. I did sparingly in Lafayette right before I moved to New York, and the whole landscape of the open mic scene in Lafayette, Louisiana has changed a little bit.
I think all over the world.
Well, in certain pockets.
Definitely all over the States, for sure.
Right. Like, in New York, you can get away with saying basically anything. In Los Angeles, you can go up to an open mic and talk for 15 minutes, which I think would actually suit me best because I don't get rolling until 4 minutes in, and so maybe that's my own fault. But point is, they canceled an entire establishment, and I won't even give them the pub that they don't deserve, because the owner had some legal issues going on, and
scandals.
The Lafayette comedy scene decided to distance themselves from said venue.
And move right across the street from said venue.
Diagonally.
And here we are. New place for Lafayette comedy. Jesse is a regular. Right? Yeah. You are a regular there.
I've been called the what did she say? The prodigal son of Lafayette comedy, which I thought was either
I don't even know what that means.
A backhanded compliment or an exaggeration or whatever, but I'm there every Thursday. I go up. and I'm never one of the worst. That's all I can say. Because there are people that go up and they don't really understand comedy. They, just go up and kind of
Ramble.
Yeah.
Rant.
And I've been guilty of that as well.
And that's okay. That's okay because this isn't a professional show. This is an open mic. And that's what open mics are for. So this week's open mic was the first at the new venue. And
well, just tell it from your perspective, because if I say it, then it's going to sound like sour grapes.
Okay, well, we were there. Everyone had like 4 to 5 minutes.
Well,
each set
at the pre-show meeting, which they call all the comedians who have signed up. They call them all up to like a little side meeting on the side. They're like, all right, so here's the deal. Everybody's getting 4 minutes. We're going to light you around 3 minutes. Give us a signal that you see that, and try to get off in a timely manner. In that respect, I feel like that's the most professional thing that I do, because I understand how the show works. I'm never going to be the guy that's like, I see the light, but I'm going to keep going because fuck it, Like, I try to be as professional as possible.
Right. Okay, so there was a lot of comedians that night. Jesse was like number 16.
Yes, which is also another issue. Okay, so way too many people think they can do stand-up comedy.
Hey, okay, wait. I'm just going to cut you off there. This is an open mic, so people should allow the opportunity to get on stage. So I don't think that's an issue. Maybe an issue for you is just going on number 16th. Like, that's just, you got to sit through a lot of comedians doing some bad comedy, and it is a little rough.
Yeah, and as a comedian, it sort of takes you out of your game when you have to sit through. Like, that's why I went and got chips and salsa, because I was like, all right, I'm doing the math here. If I'm 16th up to go, and there's 4 minutes allocated for each comedian, that's almost an hour and a half, give or take. Because also you have to account for the host going up. He or she does like a minute in between each comedian. So by the time I got up there, look, I'm ready to go on first and get the fuck out of there and go home and review the tape like I'm a NFL wide receiver and looking at like, oh, I should have like cut left, and
Well, it always doesn't go that way, unfortunately. But I was recording your set, and definitely noticed it was a tad bit short. It was shortened.
Well,
I feel like you got the light very early. I don't know exactly what time you got it, but it was very early because in total your set was 3 minutes, 20 seconds.
And to your credit, you never hold back on constructive criticism.
Yes, I try to be constructive without hurting your feelings ever, because that's not constructive. And I don't think anything he said this past Thursday was salacious or
Offensive.
insensitive, offensive. It was fun. That's what I thought. And I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I'm here. I'm supporting you. And I told you I would go on stage just to spite other people.
Right. And also, I feel like I had a bad set a few weeks ago. And in fact, the host came up to me after my set and he was like, dude, you can't say that kind of shit. Like, and he gave me like a warning, like I was
like you were on probation or something.
Yeah, and it was like dude, some of the stuff you said was way out of bounds. To which again, I go back to, if I would have said that in New York, no one would have blinked an eye. It would have just been
we don't know how New York is now, so
yeah.
We can't really say. But either way, they felt the need to give you some constructive criticism. Yes, totally understand. But what does that have to do with your new set? Nothing. And you know what? I already told you, you can't think about this too much because we may never know the real reason. All we can do is show up and you can keep performing, and that's it. But unless somebody says something to you, you ignore it and you keep going. And that's that.
And also, can you attest that I was very supportive of every comedian that came off the stage? Sometimes that didn't even deserve praise.
Yes, definitely.
Because that's how I feel. If you're gonna go up, you should be praised for the courage to go up and potentially eat shit, but that's how you learn how to be a better comedian. Anyway, that was a bad experience. The next day, I go into work and we're short-staffed because one of the co-workers is out of town, and it was time to put everything away. It was time to throw out all the garbage, time to clean all the plates, all the pots, everything. And so one of my coworkers said, "All right, you can go and you can dump all this. Like, we're trying to get out of here early. I got a nail appointment," whatever it was. But there was a considerable amount of leftover food in one of these pots. And so I was like, oh, well, instead of throwing it away, I'm just going to go ahead and pour this into a to-go cup and take it home and, and put it over rice, and it'll be a nice little, meal for myself. And I was met with said employee who said, "Oh, you're going to have to pay for that."
Even though it was being thrown in the garbage?
I was told to throw it into the garbage, right? So, in my mind, I'm like, well, if this is getting thrown away anyway, why don't I just pour the contents of this pot into a to-go cup.
Wait, I came up with a genius plan. Put the to-go cup in the garbage. Pour the contents in the garbage in that to-go cup.
And then what? Fish it out of the garbage when I take out the garbage?
No, and just grab it right out of the garbage. What is anybody going to say about that?
Right. Well,
That's genius.
Her whole claim was, I just don't want to get in trouble. And to which I said,
Cry me a river.
I was like, well, what kind of trouble are you...
Cry me a river.
What kind of trouble are you going to get into if it's not you doing it? And then she had, like, no real response.
Maybe, like, her letting you do that because, you know, I don't know.
Again,
I don't know.
It's very baffling. And I just see all the waste that goes down at this restaurant, which will remain nameless because I don't want to give them pub. But I basically told her, no, I'm taking this. And if you get into trouble by the owner, tell him, her, they to come talk to me. And then it will be no skin off your back. And then I will then point out how ridiculous it is to then charge me for something that was being poured into the garbage can. So those back-to-back instances sort of chapped my ass, if you will. And I don't know. I feel like if you work at Wendy's, everyone gets a free meal. Every restaurant I've ever worked at, you get free food. That's sort of the perk of working at a restaurant is, oh, we have some leftovers. By all means, take it home because we can't sell this tomorrow.
Right. And we're just going to throw it out anyway, so someone take it home.
Yeah. And that's been the case since I was 16 and got my first job. It was always just like, oh, we have all this leftover and we can't sell it tomorrow, so just, grab yourself a little to-go box. And never in my life have I ever had to pay for garbage. So I brought that up.
Scraps.
Yeah. And it
really is scraps.
That's the other part of it. It's not like I'm taking home something that they're going to go and then sell. It's literally something that they were intending to throw into the garbage. And I was just trying to be resourceful.
He's an eco-friendly guy.
Yeah, also cheap as fuck. But also, it's the principle of the thing is like, why would I pay for something that was going to be inside of that big
garbage bin.
Black garbage bag?
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. And if that is the case, then donate the rest. Then don't throw it out. Donate it to people that need it.
Yeah, bring it to a fucking food kitchen. Like,
even their own employees may be in need of some food. Why? They should do a program. Oh my God. I'm thinking of so many ideas right now. I'll have to tell you about it later. But there should be a program. You never know what your employees may need and who they're living with and who they need to provide for. Like, why don't you offer food to your employees?
Yeah.
You never fucking know. And I think that would be such an amazing thing because obviously everyone's getting underpaid anyways, and that is just another perk for people to want to stay and work for your company.
Yeah. Keep your employees happy. You're rich.
Help them out because they're helping you out. They're helping you get money.
Yeah.
Help them out.
And if
Give
not,
something back.
If not, we're going to eat you. Because you're rich, and let's eat the rich. Okay?
Yes, we're turning into cannibals. We are eating the rich. No.
Also, I have a show coming up. If you're hearing this when it's put out, it will be this coming Saturday at Artmosphere in Lafayette, Louisiana, if you happen to be in the area.
July 23rd.
Yes, it's my band, If They Ask. That's the name of the band. Come through. And if you comment on this YouTube, I'll get you in for free. I don't care. I don't care. Like, just fucking come through. Come dance. It's very danceable music, right?
Very, very fun.
Like, it's not...
Fun holiday fun.
It's not like fucking thrasher metal. It's not like, It's like... Bring your girl, bring your guy, bring anybody, and
bring
just...
your gay. Let's have fun.
It's almost impossible not to dance to the music that me and my buddies have created, and some of the songs that we cover. I mean, it's a good time. So July 23rd, this Saturday, come to Artmosphere, and if you want to get in for free, just comment on this link.
Boom.
Now, Maddie, you were a victim of a possible royal scam.
Yes, I was. I now keep it a little brief because we got to get to some Bitties breaking news.
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of Bitties.
We got some news to talk about, but I will keep this brief. I'm a woman, and I'm unemployed, and I've been looking for jobs for about 3+ months, and I've finally been scammed. I have been scammed, but I'm not losing hope, except for that one day where sort of reality hit, and I was crying and pissed off at every single person in my way, including a police officer that was very unhelpful.
Oh, I forgot you went to the police.
I went to the police. And I should have known better because this is only my second interaction with the police. And my first interaction, Jesse, was the worst I could have ever imagined my interaction with the authorities would be. But I should have known. Because look at me. Woo! But yes, I was scammed by completing a job application, I guess you would say. And, I'm a little worried, but I'm not too worried. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I have not been a victim just yet, but a possible one. And I thought the police were here to protect and serve, but that doesn't mean anything. They only protect after something has went horribly wrong, like someone dying from their spouse abusing them.
Or completely stealing your identity. Which, again,
Yes.
I don't think
It's possible,
it
but
is.
I'm not gonna think about it. So
Yeah, we're
let's
good.
not think about it too much.
Last personal bit of news. So I'm a big fan of naring my balls
Woo!
because I like smooth balls. You know, like I hold my balls as I sleep. I like to keep it clean down there.
He doesn't like the chafing of balls hitting legs.
Swamp ass. I mean, it's like 114 degrees down here, and it's not even August yet. And August is the real test of Jesus Christ. It is way too hot to do anything between the hours of 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. And even then, it's
still hot.
pretty fucking hot. So I order.
Intimate hair removal.
It is literally Nair for men for intimate regions, right? And on the box, it's like a guy with like a chiseled six pack, and he's like, you know,
Reaching
sort of
down there.
sort of pulling his underwear down, revealing that V that D'Angelo made famous in that one video.
Yes.
And then on the back it shows, you know, where to apply this, and it includes the buttocks. And you know, my dad still comes here to get his mail, and he accidentally opened said package. See what I did there?
Oh.
And I was like looking like, okay, so I got my liquid IV, I got my ass wipes, I got some nutritional supplements, but where's my ball hair removal? And then so I like took it up with Amazon. I'm like, it said it was delivered, but I don't see it anywhere. And so I was confused, but I was like, Amazon's pretty good about, you know, refunding or resending or whatever. And then I get a text from my father who says, look, I opened your package on accident, and I don't know why, but I took it upstairs, and I felt embarrassed, but now it's on the kitchen counter, and I was like, oh, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I was just like confused, like why it said it was delivered and I didn't get it. And he was like, yeah, my bad. And that was the first time I've ever heard my dad say my bad. And I was like, I don't care at all. Like, if anything, like, I'm just glad
it's
that
just
it's
more
here.
awkward for the other person opening that box and they're just like, oh, what?
So this is what
this
my
is
son
does. He doesn't like hair.
Yeah, I mean, fucking sue me. Like, I like a smooth set of balls and a.
You did used to shave your legs, yes.
Well, that was in 8th grade, and also.
Yes, used to.
That was kind of the in thing to do in middle school, like all like the preppy guys, as you would call them, all shave their legs. And it was like all the athletes did that shit. But regardless of that, it
makes them more aerodynamic.
Yeah, right? Because we're all swimmers or something.
Woo!
Yeah. But I thought it was a fun story to tell, because I could give a fuck less about, like, I was not embarrassed about it. I own that shit. I told many a joke on stage. Maybe that's why they gave me the light early. It's because I talk about
Is he
naring
gonna
my
talk about
balls
balls
when I'm
again?
doing my stand up.
No.
So, but I thought that was funny. And who knows? Maybe I'll write a whole new set and add that part onto it. Anyway, we have a lot of Bitties breaking news.
We got some news, all right?
Let's go. So, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Is that his name?
Donald J. J-A-Y.
Old DJ Trump.
He ain't that fly.
So, he apparently told. Where was he? I don't know. He was in some bumfuck area.
He was in Alaska.
Oh, Alaska. Okay. And he says, Elon Musk told me he voted for me. Elon Musk, who is recently
backed out of buying Twitter.
Yeah, reneged on the deal, the $44 million or $1 billion deal to buy Twitter. Revoked this, which said not true, that he did in fact not vote for Donald Trump.
Also, Elon Musk just had his 6th child by like a 3rd baby mama.
Yeah, he had like a surrogate. Then he had like sex with one of his executives.
Right. So apparently Elon Musk's father is having a child with his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Make it make sense? But this is what the rich people do. They keep it in the familia. They want, their monies to be close. Also disgusting.
Yeah. So, but, good times for both of them because let's eat the rich. In a New York Post article, there's a woman on TikTok who says she flew across the country to meet a date and he ditched her while she was napping. So apparently, they were talking. She booked a cross-country flight to go on a date with a mutual friend she had only met on FaceTime. To only have it end horrifically.
Okay.
And you want to read this text exchange that is one-sided?
Well, I guess they met up at their hotel or whatever, and she woke up and she was like, you took my vodka? I hope you have the decency to at least text me back, because this is crazy. Can you at least call me? I'm so confused. Can you please at least explain to me? Like, I'm in a city I've literally never been in, and I brought my flight here, and you just leave? So, yeah. What the fuck?
So, look at the girl. Is she a catfish? Like, do you think he took one look at her and said, oh my God, this cow? Like, she's not a bad-looking girl, right?
I don't think it was a problem of catfish. I think it was a scam. She was scammed. Now I understand scams.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense. Maybe he was like, oh, you're not rich? Oh, well, I'm out of here. In a very disturbing news story.
Bitty news, wow.
A savage monster was accused of decapitating his pregnant ex-girlfriend and throwing her head in a dumpster. This was in Illinois.
Wow, that sounds terrible. Terrible story. Awful story.
I mean,
what else can you say? No reasoning could justify this. It's awful.
Yeah, but I mean, good times, I guess. I don't know. Let's see here. This family moved into a Home Depot shed after going into debt. They made a huge profit by selling it.
Oh, I've heard about these Home Depot sheds. They're like houses, and people are moving into these Home Depot shed houses and making it nice. Looks really, really nice.
A fucking 2-story shed at Home Depot. They went from a 2,000 square foot home, and they were in such debt that they bought an 860 square foot home depot shed and paid off their debt in 9 months, and now they're back on their feet.
That's amazing. I concur with this. Absolutely.
Here's the next story. I think it is going to be even worse than some of the ones we've... Yeah.
Oh, this is awful.
Yeah. So, Leah Thomas, formerly known as, I don't remember his name, but she, because he is now a female, broke all the records by becoming a female swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania. And they nominated her for Woman of the Year. So this is sort of what happened with Caitlyn Jenner. Wasn't she on Time magazine as the Woman of the Year?
Yes, I believe so.
So according to an announcement from the NCAA, the University of Pennsylvania nominated the transgender athlete for the award, which recognizes female student athletes. Yeah. So, okay.
I mean, I feel like it must be a combination of things. Obviously, being trans is probably one of the most hardest things that people like you and I could never imagine.
Absolutely.
And I think maybe this isn't a nomination because of bravery, because of being able to live your truth. I know you love that. And
well, okay, this is one of the rare issues that we not necessarily don't agree on, but we have differing opinions on, based purely on the fact that, and again, I go back to the argument, if it was our daughter that we don't have, and someone who grew up as a male and then transitioned to a female and then kicked our daughter's ass in swimming, we would feel some sort of way about it. Yes or yes?
yeah.
No, but tell me, like...
I don't know. It's like, it's very hard to
I understand.
sort of hypothesize.
Right.
It's just very, very difficult. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here, and all I know is that the latest ruling of the Commission of Swimming, if there is such a thing, said that you can no longer be admitted into the competition unless you have transitioned before the age of 12.
Right.
Which is when the average male
and I
goes
understand
through
that.
puberty.
Yeah, I definitely understand that 100%. But, I think recognition, nomination, I feel like that's important too. Because recognizing and acknowledging people that have struggled is important, and it makes space for other people to do the same thing or not to be afraid to be who they are. And I think that's an important message. Winning and competitions and whatever is a totally other thing, but being recognized for being brave is another thing.
And that's fair as fuck.
Totally understand, totally separate things. I want to switch gears because we've been talking about a lot of bummer shit. But I do want to switch gears to this bitty breaking news. Brazilian woman who married a rag doll, not a cat rag doll, an actual rag doll, like Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Ann?
Raggedy Ann and Andy. She married a rag doll after, quote, he got me pregnant. And then she live streamed her birth and birthed a beautiful ragdoll baby.
All right, so we've gone from slightly mentally insane to full-on mentally insane.
We are not okay.
So, okay. Yeah. I mean, there have been numerous stories where men have married
sex dolls.
Blow-up dolls, yeah. And then, like, gone to court about it, like, she's not fulfilling my needs. And it's just like, where are we going as a society whenever these things are even taken seriously?
Because people suck.
Well, I think a lot of people, and this sort of dovetails into the Roe vs. Wade situation where not all people who get pregnant should in fact have children if they're not capable of raising a healthy child.
Yeah. Say that to the Catholic Anti-Abortion Association or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they say, hey, don't worry about your bills. We will help you with your bills. Just have the damn baby, all right?
Right.
That's what they're saying.
And I would argue, every time I masturbate and,
okay.
Every time semen comes out of me that doesn't see its fruition, it doesn't get completed into a child, that's abortion, right? Because they die whenever the semen hits the air and it can only survive for so long. And then, so am I killing babies every time I masturbate?
No, because in order to make a baby, you have to fertilize an egg.
Right.
So, no, it does not count. And the men know this. The men, the Supreme Court men, they know that.
So can we call Clarence Thomas the biddy of the week? Is that
No,
safe to say?
he's pretty much the biddy of the year. He will go down in biddy of the year when Time magazine comes out with their list at the end of the year for all the bullshit. He will be biddy of the year. Trust and believe, all right? Number 1, biddy boy bye.
Because if you had to bet, okay, I'm heavy into gambling, doing pretty well, by the way. If you had to gamble your life savings on over under 1.5 abortions that Clarence Thomas has had.
Listen, I don't even have to bet on that. Not only Clarence Thomas, but the rest of the Supreme Court, men's, any politician ever, anyone involved in changing shit ever, those people or their ladies or their sisters or their mamas have had abortions, and no one can tell me otherwise. Those abortions are undercover.
Right.
And we definitely talked about this in another podcast. Those are the type of abortions that happen in the wee morning, where no one's awake and no one knows and no one can see you going anywhere.
They have a private doctor that they paid
got
off.
Chauffeurs taking them to and fro. And no one will ever know. No one will ever know. But the thing is that will still continue to happen. Any politician's son gets someone pregnant, da-da-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Daughter gets pregnant, whatever. You're never going to know because it's going to be under wraps. Yeah. And that's what people need to understand. These people are preachy. But they don't practice what they preachy. And thank you. Yes. Hallelujah.
Do you remember the singer, or I guess performer, Ricky Martin?
Living la vida loca.
That man was living the craziest life because apparently incestual and is facing up to 50 years in prison.
No. What?
For fucking his nephew.
He's on the lam, right? Like no one could find him, right?
Yes.
He is on the lam.
But I mean, with a face like that, you know, good looking guy, someone's gonna find this motherfucker, and hopefully they do, because I think he's gonna try to find asylum somewhere in one of those weird ass countries where the United States can't touch him, and he'll just live out his best life knowing that he fucked his nephew or cousin or whatever it was.
It's very, very unfortunate, and I hope there's justice served. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and also that song sucked. Every time it came on, upside, inside, out. And he did a music video with Anna Kournikova, who was like
No, that was Enrique Iglesias. You're mixing up your
Damn
Hispanic
it.
peoples. I mean, that is racist.
God, they all
That
look
is
the same.
all. That is like 100% racist. How dare you? First of all,
I know.
wow. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
Well, who did he do a music video with? Because it was like the first sign of like this.
I don't know. I have no idea. But you're racist. Moving on.
I'm Hispanic. You know, I can talk about my own race.
No, let's not get on this. Okay. Let's just not. You have some stories? Do I have some stories?
Well, in New York, your hometown,
back in New York.
Eric Adams, I mean, this dude is all over the map. I mean, he is...
You know what? I hate to say, but I miss Bloomberg. Okay? I hate to say it.
I miss Giuliani.
Oh, no you don't. No you don't.
So, New York Mayor Eric Adams refutes the residents' claims that the city smells bad, which I can attest to because everyone's pissing on the side of the road.
The city has smelled bad forever.
Right.
First of all, whoever's complaining about this is not from New York. Let's just keep it 100 right now, all right? Because that city stank. That's been a city stank forever.
Yeah, if anything, it's probably gotten a little bit better.
It's a stanky stank. Everyone knows there is a stench everywhere. You know, when you go to a certain train station, you know it's gonna stink. You know.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to hear all these gentrifiers complaining about all this bullshit. You're not from here.
So,
and you don't know.
In a recent press conference, he said his New York nose ain't smelling what y'all are smelling. The number one thing I smell right now is pot. Which, by the way, who calls marijuana pot?
People
anymore?
People old as him. That's really it. But I agree.
And
I agree.
also,
if you're not from New York, you're gonna think the whole borough smells terrible, and it's true. It does smell terrible, but
I would much rather smell pot than human feces, urine.
I know, but that's not the reality. This has been the reality for years, decades even. Sorry, gentrifiers. You're gonna deal with the bullshit. You moved to New York City because of it. You're paying over $1,000 plus for some shitty studio apartment. You better deal with the smells, alright?
Yeah. Deal with some...
You chose to move to New York. You should have done your research. That's it.
Deal with some
Good day.
Deal with some bad roommates. Deal with some bad landlords. Deal with some bad subway riders. It's all included. But it's the city of dreams. And if you can make it in New York, God bless you. So Skittles, the popular candy, is under some backlash because apparently a California woman is accusing Mars, the candy company, of endangering unsuspecting Skittles eaters by using heightened levels of titanium dioxide. And it puts people at risk of brain damage.
I mean, how much Skittles are you eating?
True.
I feel like I haven't eaten Skittles since Halloween.
I mean, Yeah. If you're eating Skittles
If
every day, then
that.
yeah. So my argument is, I mean, here's the main thing. Titanium dioxide is used in paint, adhesives, plastics, and roofing materials, and can cause DNA, brain, and organ damage. Guess what? So can vodka, whiskey, gin, tequila.
Well, I'm sure they're talking about this for children.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I've been known to enjoy a pack of Skittles here and there, but the fact that this is just kind of being swept under the rug, like, how can it even be passed by the FDA? There's a full-on ban in France, and the European Union is in on this. It has the ability to change DNA. I mean, fucking Skittles. I grew up with Skittles, you know. So I'm very upset by this. I want my Skittles to not kill me or change my DNA. All right, now this is a really weird story. Famous R&B singer Doja Cat lost about 200,000 followers on social media after calling out the actor from Stranger Things, Noah Schnapp, the guy with the terrible haircut, I guess, because apparently Doja Cat slid into one of the other cast members' DMs inquiring about linking or trying to talk to this Noah Schnapp guy. And I don't know why she's getting all this hatred when really, I guess because he's 17.
He's a teenager, so
I don't know how old Doja Cat is, but
Doja Cat is old enough.
Yeah.
And I heard the real reason is because she has a boyfriend. So she has been called out. And I'm sure she didn't want this out. So, but also you were talking to a teenager. Y'all both on the TikTok all the time.
Is that the hottest guy you've ever seen in your life?
I feel like he needs a few years to develop.
Right, like maybe he'll peak in his 40s, but he looks like every dweeb ever picked on in a high school movie.
He's making more money than us, so...
Well,
hi, what's your name? Noah? Hello, guy.
Yeah, well, we all could have played whatever part he played in Stranger Things, because... have we even gotten through any of that?
No, we have not.
I feel like that's...
we should try it out. We're going to try it out.
We'll give it one more shot.
We'll get back to you on that.
One more shot.
I have some news. Charcuteries have been linked to colon cancer, so stop your bullshit. We're not eating charcuteries anymore. Yes, we are, because I love charcuterie boards. And okay. First of all, let me explain. This is according to the French health authorities And it's because of the nitrates in the charcuteries, which in French is the cured meats.
Right.
All the cured meats.
It's like the shit that stays good forever. Because,
Woo!
I mean, you get some salami, some, a little mozzarella. You wrap it all together. That's never gonna expire. Also, you can like bury it underground. Obviously packaged, and dig it back up, and it'll still not kill you. But again, this goes back to the Skittles thing. It's like literally everything out there will kill you if you eat enough of it.
Absolutely. It's all in moderation. People need to understand moderation. You can't just like consistently eat the cured meats at all times. You may want to, you may crave it, but you can't do it. It's not good for you. Stop. In other food-related news, there's a new pop-up restaurant opening in New York City, I believe this week actually, and it's called Philadelphia. F-E-E-L, Philadelphia. And this is brought to you by the Philadelphia Cream Cheese Company. And all their dishes are cream cheese based. And my stomach is turning as I talk about this. So basically, you don't order dishes or food per se, you order feelings. So you may order something called allure or curiosity or spontaneity. Whatever you're feeling, maybe you may want to order. Cool concept.
Right.
Not inclusive to people who cannot consume cheese, the lactose intolerant. What's up with that? Come on.
You feel personally attacked.
I am personally victimized by this whole restaurant. First of all, I'm in New York City, so I can never go to this restaurant. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that are lactose intolerant. Also, I don't know how I feel about foods and dishes containing cream cheese. The only time I eat cream cheese is on a bagel, and that is that. Like, I've never wanted to put cream cheese on anything else than a bagel.
Well, I understand where you're coming from. But my real problem with this is the audacity to let a restaurant decide what they're going to serve you based on your feelings.
Yeah, I'd like to know really if the feeling orders are consistent, because what if they're just selling you, offering you, giving you whatever they have at that moment, or whatever the chef is feeling at that time? Like, is the chef's feelings involved too? Like, I want to know what the situation is, really.
Well, having worked at many restaurants, I can offer up this insight, which is whatever's about to expire, we have to push it, because otherwise we're going to have to throw it out.
The special of the day is the tuna.
Right, because it's going to expire tomorrow. So, again, anytime I'm taking someone's order at this restaurant, they're always like, oh, what do you recommend? And it takes everything inside of my being not to say, you know what? I can't honestly tell you because they don't even let us eat the food. They don't even let us try it. So
What does the allure taste like? I don't know.
couldn't tell you. They charged me $12.99 for.
It's alluring.
Yeah. So
Eat at your own risk.
like it's a cute concept. Like I get it. Like if really rich people.
It's a new dining experience.
Right. And to that I say, let's check back in about 6 months and see if they're still open. Because I think...
Tell me how the diarrhea is after.
Yeah. I feel like there's going to be some dissatisfied customers as soon as, I don't know, our next podcast. So we'll
keep you updated.
We'll check back in.
We'll read off the reviews.
So this is a sad one to go out on, but I'd like you to read this one because
47 cats found living in a car with homeless owner in U.S. in scorching heat. The shocking photo goes viral and on social media shows 47 cats crammed in a car parked in a sweltering heat at a rest area in Minnesota, United States.
So, first of all, what the fuck? Also, what kind of vehicle can fit 47 cats in there? Also, what does it smell like in there? Also, is there a litter box in there? Or also...
A lot of questions, but...
Do all the cats get along? All 47, like,
I think they're
cuddling?
grateful, maybe, that they have access to food every night, but also this is a homeless owner. He or she seems like they have been dedicating their life to helping all the stray cats. There's a lot of stray cats in the world. I get it. I would love to help all the stray cats in the world, because there's so many and they need help. And it's been really fucking hot. It's been so hot.
And if it's hot in Minnesota, imagine what we're dealing with in Louisiana.
We lose.
It's such a backbreaker whenever you want to go do something, but then you look at the temperature and it's 117. Well, no, it's 95 degrees, but with the humidity factored in, it's 117 degrees. So it really makes it uninspiring to go and do anything, like I said, during the hours of 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And so if it's hot in Minnesota, I mean, there has to be this same story that's happening in Louisiana somewhere, or Florida, or, God forbid, Arizona,
Alabama, Mississippi, Oklahoma.
So I feel for these cats. I'm hoping that most of them are rescued and can find a
forever home.
Yes, and they're not too traumatized and damaged by this monster that was I don't know, maybe had good intentions, but maybe was also a psychopath.
You may never know, but we'll keep you updated if we have updates.
Until then, check out our YouTube page. Just search Bless the Bitties. That's with 2 T's.
IES.
Bless the Bitties. Also on Instagram at Bless the Bitties. Also, bless you, Bitties.
Blessings.